Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends Disney Plus Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure Wave Kingpin. How and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. And remember, now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. If I show some love or join the members club, much appreciated. Today we continue looking at this Marvel Legends Disney Plus Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure Wave. As in front of me today, we have Kingpin, a character that I have been eagerly waiting to add to the MCU collection, as this is his re-debut during the Disney Plus Hawkeye series. But we know it wasn't Vincent D'Onofrio's first portrayal of Kingpin. That was during the Netflix era in Daredevil. And to be honest, we never really knew if that was canon to the MCU or not. It was a grey area. And now with timelines and retconning, we don't really know what the connection is. Hopefully time will tell. But I am still happy to have this character represented in plastic for the collection. And I will do some relevant comparisons in this video. Of course I will. So here we have him on the front in the digital render, the Hawkeye logo, that sort of animated style on one side. On the back, another digital render, and he comes with no Build-A-Figure piece, so you do not need Kingpin to build the Hydra Stomper, but he does come with a set of interchangeable fisted hands and then his cane. If you do want to build the Hydra Stomper, there he is, fully complete. You need to buy the other 6 figures in this wave. Today we're reviewing Kingpin. So let's not waste any time. Get them open! And here we have Wilson Fisk, aka the Kingpin, out of the packaging with those accessories I mentioned. Remember, no Build-A-Figure piece. And let me apologise, I have adjusted the settings on my camera as he is wearing a full-on white blazer, and when you've got a white background, that's never a great idea. So hopefully you can see him okay, but the figure looks good. He's definitely bulkier in person than I expected from the promo images, and the likeness is very good to Vincent D'Onofrio as well. So of course we're going to zoom in and check that out. But before I do that, let me just move his cane out the way, get the tape measure out. Now the body is a lot of reuse, and I will do some comparisons and show you where from in a minute, but you can see he's about 6.5 inches tall. So maybe a little bit too short, I'm not too sure. I'll wait until we do some comparisons to find out. But before we do that, let me introduce you to a website I think Legends collectors are gonna like. Let me introduce you to Legendsverse.com, a place all Marvel Legends collectors are going to want to know about. If you were looking for an easy way to keep track of your collection, what figures you have, and create wish lists, then Legendsverse can do all of this and so much more. It's a comprehensive Marvel Legends database that, once you have added your collection, gives you stats like how many figures you own, how many waves and Build-A-Figures you have completed, and how much your collection is worth right now. Organise your collection in teams, upload photos of each figure, look at price guides, and share your collection with friends by showcasing your own profile. Go and sign up and see for yourself. Legendsverse.com. The website link and all the socials are in the video description. If you collect Marvel Legends, then it's worth checking out. Now back to Kingpin here. He is wearing the white blazer and he has the big old bold white head, so I'm sure my studio lights are bouncing all over the place, but hopefully my camera is picking up the likeness here, as once again the digital face printing tech in combination with the sculpt is doing a really good job and definitely captures the likeness of Vincent D'Onofrio. There's definitely a resemblance there. Maybe not straight on, but if I start twisting it and turning it from certain angles, absolutely you can. So again, the face is very featureless, he's bold, he doesn't have a beard or anything like that, but it is absolutely there. In person it is much better than the camera is probably picking up. So yeah, very happy with this. Now the head itself is on a dumbbell joint, so there's no disc and hinge under there, so you get a decent range with the tilt, the swivel, and of course up and down is pretty good as well. And if I spin it all the way around just to confirm, the guy is absolutely bold. Now let me zoom out and take a look at this sort of suit jacket done in the white. Now our mind's eye of Kingpin is usually in the full white suit, but they have gone for the purple trousers as well. Now to be fair, I don't think we've seen the full-on white suit in the Hawkeye series, so Hasbro haven't exactly done anything inaccurate here. That's just our mind thinking Kingpin needs to wear the all white. Maybe we will get that in the future, but this is all reuse. Everything we see here, apart from the head of course, is reuse from other Marvel Legends, including the black shirt underneath that. Now, of course, this suit jacket is buttoned up, so I'm sure there's a crunch under there. Now, I'll try and utilize it, but again, it's just very restricted because, so maybe you could cut that, but then it would open up and flare out, completely up to you. But yeah, there is a crunch under there. The arms are reused once again, but they are double jointed, so you get the swivel at the sort of up top here, and then the articulation is okay, but the pins, they're just thick. They're very thick, and I'm used to seeing pinless figures now, so that's frustrating. There's a thigh cut at the top of the legs, and of course you have the double jointed pinless knees, but they are the thicker legs as well, so he does stand okay, and he's got the black shoes as well. So nice sculpted detail, but very simple suit here with the purple trousers and then the suit jacket. And again, so a combination, if you will, of other Marvel Legends to create Kingpin. I still think he's a little bit under scale and should be a little bit bulkier, but I guess when they're just reusing pieces, they've probably done the best they could have done without making new parts. Now, would I prefer new parts? Absolutely, but I am still very happy to get Kingpin on the shelf all the same. Kingpin comes with a set of open palm gripping hands and then one accessory to hold, which is his cane, his staff. And there is a sort of up and down hinge in that hand as well to hold the cane properly. Now it's all black with a little bit of gold in. So there you go, all black, little bit of gold in the middle. And then up top, if the camera will focus for me, you can see a gold bit and then like a diamond, if you will. So he can hold that, not a problem, in either hand, but he can also hold it vertically as well. You just sort of flare out the hands a little bit and the diamond will grip under there, so you can get him balanced it, holding it, leaning on it in a standing pose, which is nice for display. And we've all seen Daredevil. We know Wilson's not afraid to get into a fight, so the figure does come with a set of fisted hands as well. Moving into comparisons, here we have a couple of Marvel Legends suited bodies. We have Happy Hogan and then one of the demons from the PS4 game. Now, there is a lot of sharing of parts here, as I've already mentioned, mainly from Happy Hogan with these thicker pinless legs. Now, if I spin them to the side here, you can see that the shoes are the same, the legs are the same, and the arms are all the same. We've just got black to white, white to black, and then black to purple, but otherwise is exactly the same sharing of parts. And those thicker legs are much easier to stand for an average Marvel Legends suited body compared to these damn legs. These are awkward to balance. Now, at first, I thought he was using the same sort of open shirt sculpt as these demons were, and these demons were in turn stealing it from Wolverine, but they are different. Again, I don't know if this matters too much to anybody really, but you can see that Kingpin's shirt is actually buttoned all the way up to the top. He just doesn't have a tie. So maybe it's the same as Happy Hogan, for example, just without the tie. But these Inner Demons shirts definitely are unbuttoned and a little bit more loose up top. So it's not the same. I just think it's the same suited body shirt without a tie. Definitely not these. Again, it doesn't really matter, does it? And in case anybody was interested in seeing the Wilson Fisk head on another Marvel Legends suited body, here is a little head swap with Happy Hogan. So now he's wearing the black suit. Now, proportionally, it doesn't work as he doesn't have a neck. And also the skin tone doesn't match. But I guess if you can't see his neck, it doesn't matter. But I don't think that really works. And it doesn't really look like Kingpin either. Happy Hogan, however, looks like he's went on vacation to Miami and he's about to become a drug kingpin himself. I also tried the demon body, which in itself is the Old Man Logan body. And yeah, the head doesn't fit on there. The skin tones don't match. And proportionally, it's all off. It's like a buff version of Kingpin. Now, I'm not even sure you can see these guys on the table with their white jackets. But here we have Kingpin compared to Jigsaw, who is wearing a white suit. But you can see they're not sharing any parts at all. Kingpin is on the bulkier body. Maybe you could swap the legs, maybe, to have the full-on white suit. But again, I think proportionally they wouldn't work. Then you'd have the pin legs and it'd be awkward to stand. So I wouldn't waste your time. And then, of course, I had to see what he looked like compared to his comic counterpart. So we have the retro carded Kingpin here. And then we have the Build-A-Figure body for Kingpin over here. But I actually turned it into a very accurate Shadow King using the head that came with Professor X. And then the hands are actually from Monster Venom, which complement the perfectly purple metallic tie and hands very well. As I said, it's like it was meant to be. But as you can see, our MCU Kingpin is just a little bit smaller, just a little bit. And for the one idiot that would have commented to see a head swap, here you go. Of course it doesn't bloody work. It's way undersized. And this one back here looks like a bobblehead. Now let's get into some comparisons that actually make sense. Here we have Wilson Fisk compared to Matt Murdock and Frank Castle, Daredevil and the Punisher from the Netflix shows. And these three look really nice together. I still think that Kingpin is a little bit underscaled though, and isn't beefy enough. Like, he should be taller than them both and a bit bulkier. So again, the MCU scale is a little bit off. And now let's get into the Hawkeye series, which is where this representation of Kingpin comes from. Here we have two of the Marvel Legend Ronin figures that we have. One of them is the re-release with the better unmasked head, but they are still very nice figures all the same. And then here we have Hawkeye and Hawkeye, Clint Barton and Kate Bishop. And once again, it looks like Kingpin is underscaled, because look at him compared to Kate. Like, Kate is virtually, not quite, but nearly as tall as him, and he should be towering over Kate Bishop. So yeah, definitely undersized. And of course, Kingpin is going to need some goons, some henchmen to do his bidding. So why not the Tracksuit Mafia? Here we have three bros on the table, and then the only other character we're really missing to connect the dots here is Echo. So maybe a Echo Marvel Legend is on the cards as we approach her Disney Plus series whenever that comes out. And then here we have Yelena Belova from the Hawkeye series, who is also in this Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure wave. So with her and Hawkeye up front, you've got the Tracksuit Mafia with the three interchangeable heads, you've got Kate and Clint, and then two different versions of Ronan. Would we be right in saying that the Disney Plus Hawkeye series has the most representation in plastic in the Marvel Legends line? Not compared to What If, as that's technically an animated show. So in live action sense, Hawkeye has the most Marvel Legend figures. I think we're right in saying that. Let's wrap up with some of the Who crew. Here we have Frogman, Tigra and Jocasta, who is reading out comments from the last Marvel Legends review. Make sure you write a comment on this video and she may read yours out on the next one. Who have you picked today?
Glenn Miller says, "Come on Hasbro, we need comic accurate Gamora."
And then last but never least, here we have Captain Britain and Hell, Fire, Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends Disney Plus Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure wave, Kingpin from the Hawkeye series. Now, is Wilson Fisk the most dynamic of characters or action figures? No, absolutely not. And it may have actually been more toyetic to see him in that Hawaiian shirt from the show, which in itself is a callback to the comics. That would have been fun to see on the shelf. But still, this is what we get. A little bit underscaled for me. He should be taller and beefier, but I guess they're just using what they already have in the library. And at the end of the day, just speaking for myself, I'd rather have this in the collection than nothing at all, because I do really like Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of Kingpin, and he is a gap we needed filling on the shelf. So I'm happy to have him. It's all about character representation and world building for me, you know that, but the figure could actually be better. Of course there's room for improvement, but you let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, will you be adding this to your collection? Should he be bigger and bulkier? Always curious to hear your thoughts, and check out Legendsverse. Alright, links in the description. If you like Marvel Legends, then you're in the right place. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Check out the other tiers as well. You can find me on Instagram at It's Dan Who. I'm on Twitter or X, whatever it's called, Dan Who Reviews, and I will of course see you on the next one.